Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Pick Strike. My name is Michael Blax. With me, as always, is my co-host Jake Ricker. The pomp, the circumstance, and then coming out flat in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals seems to be the name of the game for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Happened in 2015 against the Blackhawks. Happened here against the Stars here in 2020. Lightning are down 1-0 in the series after a 4-1 loss. Jake, how are we doing today?
Hey, it was a tough loss last night, but I think there's actually a lot of positives that we can take out of Game 1. And while there are some negatives as well, this is not the end of the world for the Lightning. Things could have been a lot worse. It's still early, and to be honest, I'm not surprised Game 1 went this way after how the schedule worked out for us. But let's take a look at Game 1 and try to break down and see what went wrong and what the Bolts need to do to come back here in Game 2.
Yeah, the Bolts looked absolutely flat to start out Game 1. The Stars were dominating play. They were dominating the shot counter, much to NBC's pleasant surprise. And then about 5 minutes in, the dam finally breaks for the Lightning. Rupe Hintz puts a shot on net that gets deflected away. And then Joe Hanley, who, to be honest, Scout's honor, never heard of him before this game, fires one by Vasilevsky for his first career goal, actually. First Stanley Cup playoff goal as well to give the Stars an early 1-0 lead.
Yeah, and here's my problem with this goal. I think this one's on Bogosian. The Stars make a hit on Braden Point, and I know a lot of fans wanted a boarding call there or something like that, but listen, at the end of the day here, Bogosian doesn't like the hit, so he goes over to try and say something, but there's no call. And you got to understand, this is the Stanley Cup playoffs and the Stanley Cup Finals. Things are going to get missed. We've seen that throughout the entire playoffs. Bolts fans know they get very frustrated when there's lots of missed calls because it happens. But if Bogosian doesn't go over and try to do something about the hit, they don't leave a guy wide open, which is what happened. The slot was wide open, so he was able to walk right in and have an easy shot and put it in the back of the net. I like guys standing up for other guys, don't get me wrong. But in this situation, it was a legal hit. There wasn't anything wrong with it that I saw on my end, and from what I saw from the experts on Twitter, they were also confirming that this was an okay hit, which I didn't have a major problem with it when it first happened too. But so because Bogosian goes and takes objection to this, it leads to a goal. So Bogosian has got to know that he cannot walk away from a position like that when there's only a couple other Lightning defensemen in the zone and leave a guy wide open like that. So this is a small little thing. I think they can easily fix this, but this goal is not on Vasi by any means. This is a Bogosian issue here when he left him wide open.
Well, yeah, and I think the main reason that Bogosian was so eager to drop the gloves with whoever hit him, and I apologize, I can't remember off the top of my head, was because it's Braden Point. As we've seen, Braden Point is the most valuable player for the Bolts in these playoffs so far. You can say what you want about Victor Hedman, because he's not run that defense, but offensively, it's been Braden Point 100%. The fact that it looked like at times that when you saw the replay that he got hit against the board on the numbers made it very concerning, especially considering the injury concern. So I understand why Bogosian did it. It was not smart. It was not a dirty hit. We saw that he clearly turned towards the board before he got hit in the similar way that Matt Barzal last series was looking and saw Tyler Johnson and turned towards the boards and stopped and then got hit anyways. So, again, I don't blame Braden Point for this. I don't blame Andre Vasilevsky for this. If there's someone to blame for this goal, besides the entire team, because they were too slow, I think it's Zach Bogosian. And as we go further and further towards the period, the Lightning start building up a little bit of momentum, which is nice to see, and they get rewarded off of a crazy bounce. Sometimes they say you got to be good to be lucky, and you got to be lucky to be good. And in this case, the third line, the sandpaper line, was fantastic in this game, and they were good, so they got lucky. Barclay Goodrow gets around to Blake Coleman. Coleman fires a shot on net. The rebound, which Hudobin played perfectly, by the way, deflecting it to the corner, deflects off of Yanni Gourde's skate in a non-kicking motion up right into the back of the net. His sixth goal of the playoffs, Coleman and Goodrow with the assist. We're tied.
Yeah, listen, like you said, you got to get You got to be lucky to be good. Yanni Gord was in the right spot at the right time. It was a fluke bounce that went in the back of the net. But this is what you need sometimes in these kinds of games where the Lightning, obviously didn't have their legs under them because they were obviously tired, and they get a good one here, and that's where you can build momentum off. And I want to go back to this too. I know I've said this so many times, but once again, we have another situation where the Stars get the first goal, or the opponent gets the first goal, I should say, and the Lightning respond with a goal. Even though it was a fluky goal, even though it wasn't one where you'd say the Lightning did a great job on this play, it's still a goal, and they still tie this game. The fact that the Lightning ended this period tied is huge, and that's what you need in these kinds of games, especially so late. That's what they've got to do to be able to continue this and have chances at these games. So, great job by Yanni Gord to be in the front of the net and fighting for that front spot, and he got lucky and the puck bounced in. So good job by Yanni Gord. It's good to see the Bolts are continuing their great job at responding to when they get scored on.
Yeah, and if you look at the end of the period, you just look at the shot totals. It was 5-4 in favor of Dallas. You would say, okay, it's a pretty even period. It doesn't really measure or dictate how the game was actually going. It was total Dallas domination in the first period, and that would continue into the second. The dam, again, could only hold for so long. Vasilevsky was spectacular in the second period until the midway point when Miro Heiskanen got it across to Alexander Radulov, gets it over to Jamie Alexiak. His first shot is blocked, or should I say, Radulov's shot was blocked, by Sergachev. Alexiak picks up the loose puck and deposits it in the back of the net. His fifth goal of these playoffs. Radulov and Heiskanen with the assist. You could say it's slow movement by Vasilevsky. I don't think anybody knew where the puck was except for Alexiak, and it's a heads-up play by the Stars.
Yeah, credit to them. Again, they really continued the pressure there. They knew the Lightning were going to be tired, and they took it to them. So good job by them, absolutely. I don't think this goal was too much on Vasi. I think defense got tied up a little bit. This is one of those goals where I don't have too much frustration towards the Lightning team. Obviously there's some things they can work on and potentially fix here, but this is a goal where I have to give credit to the Stars. I think they played this really well. Like you said, Alexiev find the rebound and he grabbed it and put it in the back of the net, put it in a great spot as well. So credit to them for doing a good job there, and they get the lead 2-1.
Yeah, you said that you weren't too pissed off with Lightning on that 2-1 goal. How about the 3-1 goal? With less than 30 seconds in the period, Klingberg, Lindell, and Kiviranta have this passing play, I guess, and Kiviranta unloads a shot, and buddy, you gotta have that if you're Vasilevsky. It was under the glove, over the leg pad. It was a bad shot, but Kiviranta is that type of guy that makes you pay for your mistakes in the playoffs. He's got 5 goals already, and 3 of them have been clutch. And this one was extremely clutch. It made it seem like the game was out of reach.
Absolutely, you nailed it on the head there. And listen, yeah, this was a mistake on Vasi's part, and it's something we don't see often. Vasi has made, I think, 2 mistakes in these entire playoffs. This was one of them. So tough goal for Vasi. I know he wants that one back, and this is something you got to chalk up and say, well, hopefully Vasi can get better and won't let another one of these in, which I doubt he will, by the way, because every time he's made that one mistake, he ends up being locked down for the next couple of games. So, and Vasi was great the rest of the way through too, by the way, even though we'll get to why that wasn't too much of a problem for him. But yeah, tough goal. This one Vasi should have had, but you're going to have those goals. It's going to happen. Hopefully it doesn't happen too much, especially now that we're in the Stanley Cup Finals and you can't make too many mistakes. You really can't make any mistakes, to be honest.
Yeah, you can't make any mistakes. The opponent is going to make you pay for them. I think the Stars showed why that's a good example in limiting their own mistakes and capitalizing off the ones that the Lightning gave them. So if you go to the end of 2, the shots against in that period, or the shots on goal in that period, were 13-10 in favor of the Stars, which means that they were 18-14 for the game. The Lightning looked incredibly sloppy. And then the third period happened. And it was one of the best periods I have ever seen a team play. And you can say whatever you want about score effects. You can say whatever you want about the Lightning not capitalizing off the three Dallas power play or three Dallas penalties that were taken. But the Lightning played so well, and I was baffled they didn't get one goal in. And I think a lot of that is because of Anton Khudobin, who made some series defining saves. Hopefully, he didn't get in the Lightning head too much.
Exactly. Look, if you look at the first two periods, you say this was a well played game by the Stars and they did a great job winning it. If you include the third period, I think Hudobin might have possibly stole this game from the Stars because he made some ridiculous saves. I mean, there was one on Kucherov, which Kucherov missed by inches, but Hudobin got a piece of it and turned it away. There were multiple chances. The chance from Alex Killorn, which Hudobin made a toe save on. I mean, those two right there, this game could have been tied 3-3 easy. So he played out of his mind. He has been so good for the Stars. He's like half the reason they're in the Stanley Cup Finals in the first place. So big credit to him in this third period. But also, this is a positive sign for Lightning fans when you look at this third period. The shots were 22-2, and one of those shots was the empty net goal, by the way. So when you look at this third period, if the Lightning can continue this, I'm not concerned whatsoever. And I know, yes, some people might argue, well, the Stars were in prevent defense. It was the third period. Listen, when you get 22 shots in a single period, that's good play, no matter what kind of defense the other team is or whatever the situation may be. The Lightning did a great job. They got unlucky that they weren't able to get one past Khudobin, who was playing out of his mind. But if the Lightning continue this third period into game two and for a full 60 minutes, I like our chances.
I do as well. And, as you mentioned, the Stars made it 4-1 off an empty net goal. Jason Dickinson with his first goal of these playoffs. All three stars go to Anton Khudobin. He was incredible in that, especially in that third period. Made a couple of just larcenous saves. But there is one thing we need to talk about before we go to our recurring segment, and that is Patrick Maroon, who got a 10-minute misconduct at the end of the second period for, I wouldn't say firing the puck into the Dallas bench, but at least putting the puck into the Dallas bench at the end of the period. I'll go with my opinion first before Jake does his. But bench Patrick Maroon. This is not a joke. I'm not exaggerating. You bench him for game two. This is unacceptable. This is not what a leader is supposed to do. You have a detriment in that third period for at least half of it because Maroon is not on the ice, so you're down to 10 forwards because you're playing 11-7. Two, another one of those forwards is Cedric Paquette, who now doesn't have any line mates. So you're basically down to 9 forwards. I was so angry last night when it happened. The anger has not subsided. He talks a big game and then cannot back it up on the ice because he's doing stuff like this. And it's disheartening to see. If he wants to be in a Lightning uniform next year, better show up in game 3 because I don't want to see him.
Yeah, this was extremely disappointing as a Lightning fan to see one of my players do this. And Maroon is a veteran. He won the Stanley Cup last year. He should know better. I mean, this is downright unacceptable. You do not, there are zero reasons, that you flip, shoot, whatever. I don't care how you want to play it. That you put a puck into the opposing player's bench. Zero reason. As you mentioned, it shorthanded the Bolts for 10 minutes, where, by the way, they played their best hockey. So who's to say if he was out there, if he never did this, maybe they would have gotten a puck in the back of the net. Who knows? But again, to the sportsmanship thing, it's just something you do not do. I know people might have tried to argue, well, he wanted to get something going, but then drop the gloves. Then go make a big hit. Don't throw the puck into their bench. This is absolutely unacceptable and, quite honestly, pathetic from Patrick Maroon. I doubt he's going to get benched, but he should be because it's unacceptable. Bottom line.
And we talked about accountability. There was zero accountability from John Cooper in this game. Um, I don't blame him for any of the goals against. You can't really blame any of the players except for Zach Bogosian. Zach Bogosian was out there the very next shift. Patrick Maroon gets a 10-minute misconduct. Patrick Maroon is on the second power play as soon as that 10-minute misconduct is over. I get it's the Stanley Cup Finals, and you don't want to make your team even more shorthanded. But the fact that Patrick Maroon made his team shorthanded for the first 10 minutes of that third period signals to me that they don't need him and that you can bench him and set an example for the rest of the team. This is unacceptable.
Yeah, and I can only hope that Cooper ripped into him in the after the game. We don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but yeah, no, this was unacceptable. I was with you there. I was kind of disappointed he was playing, but I know why Cooper did it. It's the Stanley Cup Finals. He's not going to try to do that, especially when you're already playing 11-7. So you don't want to shorthand your team even more. But listen, end of the day, this is unacceptable play by Patrick Maroon. He has got to be better than this. There's, like I said, zero reason that you put a puck into the opposing team's bench. It also makes the whole organization look bad, by the way. It makes you look like you don't care. So, terrible play. I'm very disappointed in Patrick Maroon. That's all I got to say.
Incredibly disappointed. And that negative, I guess, will lead to our positives and negatives to create a segue. Jake, what are your positives? What are your negative? What is your positive? What is your negative from this game, Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals?
So my positive is got to be just the third period in general here. The Lightning did a really good job at coming back and playing a very strong period. For the most part here, the Lightning weren't able to get their feet under them, and they look poor. But the fact that they didn't give up on this game and can just kind of give up in the third period and crawl up into a ball is what I like to see from this team. They kept fighting, they kept going, they kept trying to get those scoring chances, and nearly had a couple, almost tied this game if it wasn't for Anton Khudobin. So the third period is my positive from this game. I love what I saw from the Lightning in this one. And as for my negative, I'm sticking with what we just said. It's Patrick Maroon. There's no way around this. That's my big negative from this one. This, again, unacceptable play. Just can't do it. That's my negative from this one. I know there's a lot to pick from, but
I would agree with you. Just for the sake of being different, I'm not going to pick Patrick Maroon. I'll start off with my negative because I do want to end this video on a positive.
Yes.
My negative is going to be the power play. I know they generated a lot of good chances. The fact that they were 0 for 3, I believe pushed their power play goalless streak to 0 for 14, around there, which is unacceptable if you're 0 for something team. At this point, especially in the Stanley Cup Finals, we chastised Nashville about it last year when they were facing the Stars and went 0-4 on the power play in the series. And the Lightning have showed that they're a better 5-on-5 team than Nashville because they got through the Columbus series without scoring a power play goal. Not that like they were given any opportunities to get a power play in the series, but they did what they needed to. In the Boston series, we thought things were going to be different. In the New York Islanders series, went right back to the way that it was in the Columbus series. This Game 1 did not bode well for the power play. I mentioned and I recommended, and I saw a lot of other people recommending on the Bayballs Twitter. Why not just put Stamkos out there on the circle? He doesn't have to play any other minutes in the game. Just have him stand there, fire him one time. It's gotten to the point where like I would be like, okay, let's do it. So it needs to be better. My positive. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to add real quick there. Obviously we hope Steven Stamkos can be back. There's obviously something wrong, or else I think he would have been out there by now. They haven't ruled him out though for this series, so hopefully he can come back. He's going to be a huge boost to this team if they can get him out there, even if it's just for the power play, like you mentioned. But if Steven Stamkos can come back, that's going to be very big for us. And I'm really hoping he gets a chance. We'll see what they say about Game 2, but I'm hoping maybe Game 3 he gets a shot because if they haven't ruled him out yet, I don't see why he doesn't get an opportunity to come back very soon.
You're exactly right. And for my positive, I'm actually going to go with the second line. I know I talked about the third line being stellar, and it was, but what I call the sandpaper line instead of the perfection line, because but the second line was unbelievable. We've been criticizing them for what feels like entire series at this point. Killorn was taking dumb penalties. Johnson was invisible. Cirelli was invisible. Cirelli gets that big goal, and all of a sudden, That line looks like the best line on the team in game one. They generate chances. They play good defense. They were really, really solid when it came to getting pucks on net, which is something that they talk about all the time. But, as you mentioned, I believe like 3 of the 5 highlight reel saves that Udobin made were against that line. Tyler Johnson had his best game of the playoffs. Alex Killorn was fantastic. Anthony Cirelli, while he wasn't that visible on the score sheet or anything like that, was the sneaky, deceptive, defensive two-way playmaker, which you love to see. And I believe for the majority of the game, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe for the majority of the game they played with the McDonough and Chernak. I'm not exactly sure, but I believe that was the case. And hats off to that pairing too. They were great. I was really happy with the way that they responded. If the Lightning didn't respond that way in the third period, I would say they're in trouble in the Stanley Cup Finals. But this response showed me, they've got a shot. So, Jake, anything else to add before we wrap this up?
Nope, I think that pretty much wraps it up. Game 2 coming up here on Monday. Let's see how the Lightning respond here. This series is obviously far from over. This is going to go 6 or 7 games. I think a lot of us understand that. So it's going to be a long battle. Here's to the Lightning coming back and coming out strong and tying this thing up on Monday.
I agree. Hopefully they do come out strong. They finish strong and they tie it up on Monday. Whether that has to go to OT or not is to be determined. But that's just the way it is sometimes. But once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. My name is Mike Black here with my coach Jake Brecker. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on the video and the channel. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at @Bay_Baltimore. All your news, notes, and game coverage every single game. We look forward to seeing you for Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals, hopefully with a better result on Monday night. Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
Wolves.